about 1:50 p.m. here in the afternoon where I'm at. It's very hot, as per usual. Got my favorite shirt on. But yes, how you guys doing today? I hope everything is well. You know the deal here. We're just going to hop right into this. This is going to be the 2007 Cheshire, Connecticut murders, the Pettit family. So, wow, what a case we have here, guys. You know, here we cover a lot. Demonetized for 4 years, guys, by the way. So you want to help support the channel, just make a donation. That would really help. Thank you for any support. Always mention that first. But yeah, it's the church. Guys, we're live streaming. You're vlogging with me throughout my whole life. This is how I'm going to document the rest of my life, more than likely, before it starts to the finish. And we're going to do cases and true crime, whatever I want to review and rant. You're going to join me along with the content. And we're going to create content as we go here. And I'm a content creator, and that's what we're doing. And eventually, let's get the sponsors up. But listen, 2007, guys, yeah, I'm sort of rambling on, because really this is a case it's hard to speak about. Guys, there is crime scene photos. You know what's really weird about, not weird, but this house was burned almost to the ground, but not really. It was the fire was. This is going to be a weird case here. Not a weird case, but here, I'm going to show you where this place was. So now it is just a mound. So the house was here. It's the Pettit house, the family house. I will show you the Pettit family. So this is on Wiki. That's the Pettit family. So you have the husband, a good doctor, the mother, and the two daughters, all right? And they're going to be killed in a home invasion by two maniacs, supposedly two maniacs. But the house was right here, and now it is gone. There is going to be some crime scenes. As you can see, the dad got wounded, but there's going to be some very burnt, charred remains. You know, no remains, no bodies there necessary. You get to see how this ended up. I never really got to study these with, and that is the dad there. Oof, badass injury to the head. They tried to kill him. He's the only survivor here. The mother and daughters will be killed. But there will be questions, everybody. Questions to why the cops didn't act, why they sat outside for so long. The mother here is going to go to a bank, apparently pull out money under duress from one of the kidnappers, and the other one's sitting at the house with the two girls here, the two daughters. And this is just unbelievable, this whole thing, how it could happen in a beautiful, right, in Cheshire, Connecticut. Look at this place on Google Earth. It's freaking amazing. It looks amazing. Sure does. So yeah, wow. And I'll show you the outside of the house, what it look like. Now there's like other pictures here mixed in, guys, so forgive me if I'm not always going to what the case is, but here we go. This is what it was going to look like out there, right? That's the house. I believe this would be the torched house, but they are torching it. No, he's selling it. This is where the dad was to take it to the basement and bludgeoned. It's just a whole wild scene. It really is. It is, talk about true crime, tying up one of the daughters to the bed. And here is what remains. This street, the cops are going to be sitting out the street, and here's the house, and isn't that unbelievable? The house isn't there no more. Just very, very, wow, this is a hard one to cover, guys. It's a great documentary. It might be Hulu or something like that. It's either Hulu or what have you. They came out with a really great documentary for this. And wow, I'll tell you what, that was something. Let me get my trusted paper. I really won't be needed in this case, guys. The case is solved. Yeah, this is going to be one that's solved. But I did want to show some crime scene photos and did want to go through it just quickly. It's going to be probably a long stream. Because I have other streams to get to, and I have other cases that we're going to get to, and so, yeah, solve, or possibly, yeah, bring new information to, not even solve, but bring information to and enlighten other cases. This case needs no enlightenment, but on July 23rd of 2007, two home intruders entered the home of the Pettit family here in Cheshire, Connecticut, United States. The perpetrators, Linda Mae Lee, known as Stephen Hayes at the time. I guess he went through a transitional period while in prison, guys. Not sure if he's on death row. I think he's been executed, but we're going to take a look. Good riddance, right? Guys, check this shit. The perpetrators, Linda Mae Lee, a.k.a. known as Stephen Hayes at the time, and Joshua Andrew Kormanjeski, initially planned, Chormanvesky, whatever, planned only to burgle the house, excuse me. But they went on to murder Jennifer Hawk Pettit and her two daughters, and 17-year-old Haley Pettit and 11-year-old Michaela Pettit. And their father, Dr. William Pettit, here managed to escape despite sustaining severe injuries. Really weird situation here because Pettit survives. People are kind of, at first, really honestly thinking he was in on it, on this thing. I'm telling you. That's how crazy this crime gets. Like, how could these guys pull this off? But upon entering this is from Wikipedia, upon renting the Pettit's home, Kormanjeski beat William with a baseball bat and saw that in the and he and Lee restrained him in the basement. Okay, along with Jennifer and her daughters, Lee later kidnapped Jennifer and forced her to withdraw money at a bank. They got that on surveillance. At the return to home, Lee here assaulted her and strangled her to death. Kormanjeski assaulted 11-year-old. This is unbelievable. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time saying that. The invaders, I don't want to say that. I think I'm going to skip all that shit, honestly. But they assaulted everybody in the house. The invaders then decided to burn down the house to destroy evidence. That's why it's, the invaders tied, it says half burned. The invaders tied Haley and Michaela to their beds and doused them and the house with gasoline and set it on fire, leaving them to die of smoke inhalation. The case garnered significant attention in Connecticut with the Hartford Courant, citing it as possibly the most widely, quote, possibly the most widely publicized crime in the state's history, unquote. It is. No damn doubt about it, guys. When it comes to Connecticut, this is what I fucking think about, and the haunting in Connecticut, and it's this that haunts me, the 2007 Cheshire, Connecticut murders. Really, I mean, this is some intense shit, guys. Here in the channel, we cover a lot of cases, and usually they're cases that we try to, unsolved or things like questionable and things like that. But this one here, there's not much to question, but it is just basically a crime scene photos here. That's going to be the most intriguing part of this live, is to get in there and basically take a good look at these crime scene photos. I want to kind of go through it and see for myself what these people went through, which is incredibly insane. And yes, it's ghastly. It's really ghastly. When you use the word ghastly, or anything like that, guys, it's going to be, sorry, let me take this fan off. It's going to be ghastly here, this whole image, this whole crime scene. We're going to go through it, and we're doing that now. So guys, not possibly the most widely publicized Connecticut history, but it is, hands down. It's tremendous. So this thing is Connecticut's known for, like I said, haunting in Connecticut, and probably more than likely this. So the case garnered, like I said, the murderers received national, international attention and had a significant impact on Connecticut's death penalty, ultimately delaying its abolition. Yeah. Lee and Kormanjeski were convicted of murders. I don't know if they pronounce that. I don't give a shit. Murders and sentenced to death. Their sentences were vacated in August 2015. When the Connecticut Supreme Court ruled that death penalty was unconstitutionally and retroactively commuted all death sentences to life imprisonment. I thought they were executed. They're not. But 3 are going to die. All 3 women. The father will live. Crazy, huh? I didn't know why they were not put to death. That's crazy. So let's go through it. The house does not stand. Thank goodness for that. That would be creepy. Things that happen in that background. On the evening of Sunday, July 26, 48-year-old Hawk Pettit here and her daughter, Michaela, went to the local Stop and Shop grocery store in Cheshire, Connecticut. They picked up food for a family dinner. So the question here is going to be like the cops and their response. Kind of like a you leave that or anything like that. This is going to be a hostage situation. The cops are going to know something's up. They're going to sit outside and not move in on this until the house is burned down. That's a great documentary, I believe, on Hulu that covers this murder in detail. So that's where I wanted to go. I just wanted to check that out. That's all. See if that is indeed the case. Sounds like it. Let's see. So yeah, Wiki going in the crime scene. We're there. They picked up food for the family dinner Michaela planned to prepare during their trip to the grocery store. Kormanjeski noticed and took interest in them and proceeded to follow them home. They had Hayes here, Stephen Hayes, as the aggressor, it looks like, but really it's Kormanjeski, these 2 fools. But the one is younger than the other, and they're going to say he's really the mastermind behind this. He's kind of like the Edward Norton Primal Fear type deal here, while Hayes is going to be your do-boy. But it looks like, at first appearance, it would feel like Stephen Hayes would be the aggressor or the perpetrator just by looks, but no. Very innocent looking is Kormanjeski, but they're saying He is the worst of them. Damn. He is the worst of the worst, probably, here. So, prosecutors argued at the trial that Kormanjeski was motivated by money and his interest in Michaela, whom he later assaulted. Shortly afterwards, Lee sent a text message to Kormanjeski that read, this is 2007. They got cell phones. Okay, fine. Chomping at the bit to get started. Need a margarita soon. Lee then texted, we still on? Kormanjeski replied, yes. Lee's next text asks, soon? To which Kormanjeski replied, I'm putting the kid to bed. Hold your horses. Lee replied, dude, the horses want to get loose. Lots of laughs. LOL. Home invasion. According to Lee's confession, Lee, that's Hayes when we say Lee guy. I guess he transitioned while in prison. Kormanjeski had planned to rob the Pettit house under the cover of darkness, leaving the family bound, otherwise unharmed. But both attributed the grisly outcome to a change of plan. Really? Upon their arrival, I would say so, upon their arrival in the early hours of July 23rd, they found William asleep on a couch. Really? In the sunroom? Where's the sunroom? All right, we're going to take a look at the crime scene photos. Take a look at that sunroom. If I may be able to so bold. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at surveillance of them at the store. So we did read that Kormanjeski is going to be seeing them at this grocery store. This would be the mother and one of the daughters. I believe Mikhail would have you, but this is the mother and daughter. And Kormanjeski, the predator, is lurking. And he's going to be tracking them 7:35 that night and take interest in them from this grocery store. That's exactly, that is the family there. The younger daughter right there, that's what you're seeing in the surveillance. And they're just shopping for it, but little do they know there is someone lurking and waiting to strike. And they are going to strike, and do they ever. And then that will be that. Who's this? Kormanjeski maybe, possibly back here. Who knows? That is always a possibility, guys. The Cheshire, Connecticut murders, a very disturbing case. Hard for the railroad to cover this. Yeah, you could tell, right? Not too excited, but we have to get it on. I figure I'm the best around in true crime, right? Crime. So, gotta get these tags right too. We're gonna work on that. So, according to Stephen Hayes' Lee's confession, Kormanjeski had planned to rob the Pettit house in cover dark to leave the family bound, otherwise unharmed. I don't buy that. Both attribute the grisly outcome to the change of plan. Upon their arrival in the early hours of July 23rd, they found William asleep on the couch in the sunroom. Kormanjeski entered the basement through an unlocked door and took a baseball bat he found leaning on the basement stairs. Kormanjeski then entered the sunroom and used the bat to strike William 4 or 5 times. And we'll see that wound on his head now. So if you're squeamish, don't Google. But yeah, he's going to have a very large proper gash there, as you see, on the top of the dome. Or his forehead. Just flash that. You really don't need to study it. It makes me have the willies. But here's going to be the basement, I believe. So we're going to take a look at the first crime scene area here as they enter the home, these two perpetrators. And they're going to, the sunroom, look at that. That's a cool, like, college poster. That's tough. Good money here for Mr. Pettit. He is a doctor. That's probably about the only reason he's going to survive. Possible. USC. This is the college he went to. That's so cool, that billboard. But so I guess he's going to take a bat from here, Kormanjeski, to beat Mr. Pettit. Here's Mr. Pettit's going to bring them down. They're going to bound him down here. But he's going to set loose. A lot of blood, guys. Huge amount of blood here. We've seen that gash. So that is where the blood is coming from. Kormanjeski is going to be the aggressor here, right? It sounds like he's the leader. He's going in first, banging the shit out of William, taking him out, because they're going to say that his target is the girls, which I do believe so far, guys. It sounds about right. The narrative, the story that we heard, the docs, everything. But we're going based upon crime scene and what we know. So, Kormanjeski does what he does, and what they did is they hit him 4 or 5 times, huh? Damn. Kormanjeski and Lee bound William's wrists and his ankles with plastic zip ties and rope. William remembered one perpetrator telling the other, quote, if he moves, put 2 bullets in him, unquote. That sucks. The children and their mother were then bound in their respective rooms. Lee and Kormanevsky tied them by their wrists and ankles to their bedposts and placed pillowcases over their heads. After restraining the victims, Kormanevsky and Lee ransacked the house for cash, and they took William to the basement where they tied him to a support pole. I showed you that, right? The place in the basement. Lee and Kormanevsky continued ransacking the house for money, but were not satisfied with what they found. They then found a check registered with $40,000. They decided to steal $15,000. I don't understand that. Where's the check register? Give me a second. And then we want to go back, guys, to something. This is so interesting. Now it's getting interesting. This case has always been interesting. I just didn't have the stomach really or the mood to cover it until now, and I'm still not in the exact mood to cover it. With check registers, a check is a personal logbook or digital record to track bank accounts, transactions, checks written, debit card purchases, ATM withdrawals, and deposit line to maintain an accurate running balance. Okay, so they decide, hey, we're just gonna steal 15 of it, not 40. All right, why is that? You're there for the money, right? You take it all. Why take a little? They decided to steal 15,000. You know, whatever. So surveillance video from a gas station shows Lee purchasing $10 worth of gasoline in 2 cans that were taken from the Pettit home. All right, and he returns to us. Let me see if we have that on crime scene. We're looking here through Google to see if you see the surveillance. We got them at the store, the mother and... Here's Stephen Hayes. He's going to transition. Let's take a look at one of the perpetrators first. This is going to be... You're going to think it's going to be the main perpetrator, but it's really not. He's going to be transitioning here in jail to another gender. Nice. All right. Great, Ron. So yeah, so he's going to transition or whatever. But the other one, Kormanevsky, we're going to look at him unnecessary, but he's going to be supposedly the mastermind now. They're going to find out. He's very younger. This dude's older, and he's going to transition. So he's going to be there, and the other guy, here's Kormanevsky. Look at this guy. So this guy, they're saying, his intent was, he was the 2 perpetrators. Here's the second one. He's going to beat the dad. He's going to be the aggressor. They're saying he's going to be the real mastermind. But he looks so young and innocent, doesn't he? But his focus is going to be these women. And that's it. And really not, and robbery. Just a whole home invasion deal here. But it's going to end badly. A change of plans, they're going to say. They were on death row, but they commuted the sentence. Look at this guy. But we're going to see what they do. Oh, my goodness. The things they do is just undescribable, but we're going to try to describe it and show you at the same time. Give you a picture, be there inside the house, inside the mind of the killers themselves, because that's what we do here. We profile, we put you there. We see more than we need to see. That's what I want to know. So surveillance video from the gas station shows Lee. So that man I showed you, Hayes, the bald dude, he's going and purchasing $10 and he's $10 worth of gas and 2 cans that were taken for the Pettit home. So $10 worth of gasoline and 2 cans, is that enough to do this damage to the house? Possibly, yes, right? I guess $10 worth of gas would burn down this beautiful house. After returning to the house, Lee took, when we say Lee got it, it's going to be Stephen Hayes. He did transition. Lee took Hawk Pettit to the bank. So he takes the wife to the bank. There is surveillance. Why don't we have that surveillance? That's been well known. There she is. Bang. She's going to show you just under duress, guys. You know what is unbelievable about this? The cops are going to have, guys, when I show you this, don't get angry, because every reviewer, there's a great documentary on Hulu that covers it, but this is my documentary, and there's nothing like it. So yeah, look at that, looking at her like, you know, do you know something's wrong, lady? Because they're going to be like tipped off or something's going to be wrong here. They're going to notice some behavior by, this is Hawk Pettit, the wife who's under duress. Someone's out in the, and you know, one of those perpetrators is telling her to pull cash to 15. There's a lot of money. It's highly unusual at 9/12. She does look exhausted. Is that a bruise on her face? That she's been punched. Right? That looks like bruising, like a big knot on her eye. I'm not sure, but, you know, they should have noticed things, guys. Like I said, oh, wow, she's got multiple knots, no? What the fuck are we looking at there? Her face, she's hurt. I know she's trying to show the woman that, but it could just be cheekbones, guys, the movement of the cheekbones. But really, you gotta consider everything that you know, what's going on. She has to be struck at some point, right? You gotta tell her what's. Let me see. Take a look at her face normally. Possibly just cheekbones, right? Possibly. She is a skinny woman. That is a possibility, but damn. So they're under duress. They say, hey, pull that 15. But no, those are bumps. Those are really bumps. Those are bumps. So they're not going to call they're going to call the police or whatever the deal is, but they're not going to do nothing. But look at the bumps on her eyes. You could tell. What the fuck is this? Damn, the worriment, guys. The skin. This is unbelievable. And they're not going to do shit. We're going to see what they're going to do. Let's keep reading on. But I'm just going to show you where we're at in the story there. They're going to tell her, hey, go pull this $15,000 or whatever the cash is out. Yeah, the $15,000. Lee forced Hawk Pettit, that's her, to withdraw the $15,000 from her line of credit when the bank opened. Right early morning, 9:30, bang, she's there. She's got like bumps on her eyes. She really doesn't look right. Even from the photos, imagine in real life, you could tell something's wrong. And the amount is too much. Why aren't they calling someone? I'd be like, hey, wait a second. You know, I hear you. It's your money, but dang, you know. So Lee forced Hawk Pettit to withdraw it. How does he force her? He's in a car. I guess it's under the like saying, okay, I'm going to kill you. Whatever the deal is there, I get it. What? Sorry, guys, I'm having a hard time again. I want to understand this, you know, fully. The thinking, the procedure, you know, okay. Okay, I get it. Okay, fine. Under duress, yeah, big time. Pull the money, walk. Let's get it done. All right, line of credit. So Hawk Pettit informed the bank teller that 2 men were, oh, she did tell them. She's telling them. Oh, guys, what's going on here? I'm sorry, I'm getting angry. I'm going to start throwing things. So listen, she tells him, Hawk Pettit for the bank teller that 2 men were holding her whole family hostage in their home and threatening to kill them all. What happened? Why weren't they saved, you guys? What a terrible outcome. This is what the point is, isn't it? I know the documentary does cover that, and I'm trying, you know, to see if that's true or not. And it looks like they're telling the damn truth, guys. So yeah, surveillance video. So they pull it, right? And they tell her, I'm under duress. They're hostage. My family's hostage. Like Bruce Willis hostage. Come on, I'm pulling this money because they're threatening to kill them all. Bank surveillance cameras captured that transaction we just showed you. The bank manager called 911 and reported the situation to police while Hawk Pettit was still with the teller. Unbelievable. The manager reported to the 911 dispatcher in real time as Hawk Pettit left the bank. Thanks for the 1 like. Thank you for the 1 like. Thank you. We're talking the Cheshire, Connecticut murders, 2007. Thank you for stopping in, showing appreciation, you know, for the time we're taking to spend here to talk about this family. Unbelievable. What they went through. Hard thing to get out, guys. Really hard thing to get through. We're putting this off for a while. This is a hard one. Very difficult. I'm sorry, it gets difficult. So we got to keep going, though. They would want, his dad wanted, the man would want that. He wanted that. He went through it. He talked about it. You keep their memory alive. Damn, what they went through. So Hawk Pettit informed, yeah, I'm getting, okay, good. She called 911, bang. They're on it like Yuli van. You know what I'm saying? They're going to hang outside for a while and be too afraid to make a move. Because, you know, they're just cops, and that's what they do. Just sit outside and surveillance things and not go in and make a move and risk your life because you're a cop. Why would you want to risk your life? We run out of cops, and there'd be no law and order. They'll all be dead. We don't risk your life as a cop. That's not what you sign up for. That's sarcasm, guys. That's what you sign up for. Like a firefighter or a first responder, whatever it may be. So anyways, they get the money. They give it. Wow, they give her the money, and they let her walk, huh? So they give her the money, let her walk. So here's the $15,000. I hear you. Hey, Peggy, you're welcome, my friend. Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Charlie, you never subscribed. Oh, Charlie, hold on, brother. Let me see, brother. I will do that now. I completely blew my mind, dude. I'm so busy. Give me a moment, Charlie. Oh, I can't click you from here, my friend. Sorry, my friend. I will do that first thing. But I will do it right now. I don't know. I'll do it right now. I don't understand. Charlie, I will do it right now, friend. Guys, give me a moment. I'm going to my YouTube again on this iMac. Charlie, I got you, brother. Give me a momento. Charlie from California, my guy. So yes, we are talking the Cheshire. Hi, Peggy. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in, and thanks you too, Charlie. I'm going to you, Charlie. My bad, my friend. Charlie, baby, from California. I love Cali, man. I don't love Cali, but I would love to love it. I need to go out there, Charlie. Gotcha, Charlie. I'm subbing, brother. Done. Consider it done, Charlie. It's done, brother. I got you, man. Sorry about that, guys. Charlie, personally from the Real Viewer, okay? I slipped my mind, bro. I'm so sorry. No excuse. I just subbed, bro. Check it out, brother. I just subbed. So check me on that. Sorry, Charlie. Thank you for coming in, bro. And let me know about that, Charlie. Charlie from California says, I'm against the death penalty, but in cases like this, right, Charlie, I agree. You know, guys, I don't, you know, I'm with the Jesus changing it to not for, I heard you said eye for an eye, tell you love your enemies. I believe that. Okay, it's the hardest thing to do is love thy enemy and not give them what they deserve. But, you know, I'm with Charlie. I mean, you know, these people, they got to be lit. I mean, they commuted their death sentence. The jury put them to death by all evidence. And we're looking at this evidence, guys, and I'm telling you, I want death. You know, and I'm not even a death person. You know that. If you know me and you know the channel, you know how we are around here. We don't beg for that. We just beg for justice. Peggy says, doing good. Great, Peggy. But you're right, Charlie. Charlie from California, this was a senseless murder. Thank you, Charlie. They're trying to blame change of plans or some shit. But listen, senseless murder and the fact of what, Charlie? That they could have been stopped by the cops. Right now, we're at the point where they're at the bank. Peggy, they're at the bank. This family is held hostage. And they're taking the wife to the bank, telling her to pull out $15,000, or we're going to kill everybody in the house that they're holding them hostage in. And she tells the bank teller, perfectly tells them, hey, I'm being held hostage. My family's being hostage. Tell the police. They told the police, but they let her walk out the bank. She's going to go home here shortly, and everybody's going to die except for the dad. And these two murderers are like Charlie said, are going to be sentenced basically to death, but then commuted to life. And they're going to assault the girls before they leave, too. They're going to do dirty, nasty, ghastly things before they kill them in a most hideous and unmerciful way. Yeah, Charlie from California says, these two fuckers were evil. And the thing is, when you got Charlie from California saying that shit, you know the motherfucker was evil. Thank you, Charlie. That is true. They are so Guys, when you got people like Chris Watts, Chris Benoit, you got these people... You got straight evil incarnated in front of your face. It's superhuman. It's not superhuman what they do. It's just their thoughts are not from this realm, you know? Nobody on Earth would be thinking shit like that coming from Earth. That shit is otherworldly, hence the evil. But yes, Charlie, you're right. Charlie from California, this state would execute, Michael Ross would execute these two evil son of bitches. Correct. What? So yeah, exactly. Terrible thing. Terrible thing. What's up is up. What's down is down. It's the same thing on the internet, YouTube, everything about this, right? It's the same thing. We're straightening shit out now, Charlie. The bank manager called 911 and they reported the situation with Hawk Pettit. Was still with the teller. She's right there with the bank teller. And I showed you those photos. We're going to go to more. But yeah. And they're just saying, hey, this woman's here saying she's under, you know, she's got hostages. Family's under hostage. Get down here. Do something. All right, she walks out, though. They let her walk with the $15,000. The manager reported tonight in real time. It's all real time. The manager told the dispatcher that Hawk Pettit has indicated that the home invaders were, quote, unquote, being nice. I'm so fucking over it. What is that? Yo. What is that? What did I just read? That can't be real. Who would say that? How dare you? What? How dare you mock us? How dare you think, what are you taking us for? Who the fuck would say something like that? No, don't bother calling the police really that fast, guys, because they're being pretty nice right now. So no fucking rush on that. They're only asking for $15,000 when I got 40, see? Can't you tell? So they're pretty fucking nice. Robber, home invasion, assaultist, you know, they're being nice for now. So I say fuck the rush on the popo. That's what they're saying here. The bank, the police, see, they're saying, oh, it's all good. They're being nice. So there's no rush on this, y'all. See, there's no panic from her. See? I can't believe I'm just saying that to you. That's actually what they want you to believe. That's what they were saying. That's what they're saying. And that she believed they only wanted money. That's all. Let's go back to the house. I just let her go back to the house and give them the money. See, just go back to the house and give her the money. Give them the money and it's going to be fine. That's all they want is money. And they're going to leave. See, guys, that's all we got to do. We're just going to be nice about the home invasion. Excuse me, I was getting stuck like this because I couldn't believe what I'm reading. I don't know, my body was just crumbling, twitching. Yeah, it's only one of mine is being nice. I mean, shit. Who knows? I didn't know who knew it was going to turn into a murder. Oh my God. Anyways, the Cheshire police responded to the bank's report. Guys, this is the documentary on Hulu does a great job. Thanks for the one like, guys. Appreciate your time today. Peggy's in here. Charlie's in here. Tribe of California says, it kind of reminds me of the Cutler murders. Tribe of California. Truman Capote, yes. And Kobe, love that movie. Love Philip Seymour Hoffman. Robert Blake with the original. I never covered that crime in detail, except for just watching it with Capote and Philip and hearing about it through the grapevine. But maybe one day we have to cover that. Because, right, it was a whole other story, yeah? They thought it was one way, but it was a whole nother one, kind of like this. Correct. In cold blood. Same kind of deal. Charlie from California says, two ex-cons going home looking for money and end up killing the whole family. That's right. That's right. Same deal. This is a lot dirtier, though. A lot dirtier. A lot dirtier. So, but Charlie's right, yeah. Exactly, Charlie. Reminds me of that. Assessing the situation. Okay, so guys, what they did was the cops, that the Cheshire police, because they're going to cushion you a little bit with that. So they had to cushion you for that. That they were going to be nice, and that they were just being nice, she said, and that they just wanted money, so don't worry about the rush. But, so the cops were like, oh yeah, cool, we'll just take our time. It doesn't sound like a big emergency. I mean, not at all. The Cheshire police responded to the bank's report. They were like, yeah, what's up? And then by assessing the situation, they looked it up and down. They were like, you know what? Fuck all that. The situation set up a vehicle perimeter without revealing their presence. So they were like, yo, fuck it, you know what? Let us set up a perimeter just in case this shit is actually real. But either it is real, it's like it doesn't seem real because, I don't know, just sit outside for a while. All right, good. You guys ever seen Scream? I think there's cops sitting outside and this chick's being murdered up in her fucking room. And his guts are all over the room and she's screaming out the window and the cops are just sitting out front just, you know what I mean? Walking around. Hey. When the police were outside the house, Lee, that is Hayes, Stephen Hayes, and Corman Geske aggravated the nature of their crimes. What the fuck does that mean? Have y'all ever heard of a statement like that ever in your whole life? Like, seriously. Ever in your whole life, have you ever heard anything like that? Explain that way. What is that? While the police were outside the house, she did what she had to do to save her family, and notify police. But guys, always with the police, they never come to save you. It's always like, it should be the fire department does good, the EMTs do good. But when it comes to police, they just rarely ever do to save you. They're always trying to hurt you or take you away. Take your freedom. It sucks. It really sucks. Fuck you, police. That's why, you know, while the police were outside the house, Lee and Corman Geske aggravated the nature of their crimes. Aggravated. Aggravated in law is any, quote, any circumstance attending to the commission of a crime, a tort, which increases guilt or enormity or adds to its injurious consequences by which is above and beyond the essential conduits of the crime or tort itself, unquote. What the fuck? Sure. What is it, giving them a fucking excuse? What is going on with these excuses for these criminals? Holy shit. Hey, excuses all day for these criminals, y'all. They're just aggravating the nature of their crimes. They're not committing a crime. And while the cops are outside, guys, they're not committing these crimes. That's what they're saying. They're saying, don't worry, the cops are outside. They're just, so these people know it, the perpetrators, so they're just going to aggravate the nature of their crimes at the moment. Because the cops are outside. You hear what I'm saying? That kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, no, that's not how it is happening. They're fucking dying in there and shit. The only time, yeah, watch. They're gonna know when something's wrong when the smoke's billowing from the house. And the dad's coming out half dead. I think a dad gets out half dead. Daddy's not going down without a fight, dude. Mr. Pettit is gonna be known for surviving this. And I showed you the head wound. We'll have to look at it again if we do. But boy, oh boy, Pettit survived. You need to go Google that. Only flash that thing is sick. The baseball bat. So, what happens here now is they said while the police are outside, they're giving you shit. Corman Geske, now he assaults both of the doors. You don't even want to know any more of that. I want to skip over that because there's no need for that, which he later confessed to when interrogated. Why even confess to it, bro? You know, like, why even say that? Like, it's done. Like, because he's a sicko. That's why. Because, you know, like save. They're going to find that out anyways, probably. But it's like save, you know what I mean? Oh, we need you to admit that. No, we don't. Fuck you. The other dude didn't do shit, huh? He did it to the other person, I guess. Evidence that Kormanvesky assaulted one of the daughters came from her autopsy. See? So you just get it from the autopsy. You don't get it from him. Who cares? He just wants that for himself. He wants to relive it. During which state medical examiner Dr. Wayne Carver found his bodily fluids, you know where. Kormanvesky photographed the... Oh, he's taking pictures on his cell phone. In his interrogation, he claimed that he believed... I don't want to even say that. I'm gonna rip it. I can't even get through this, guys. But I have to do true crime, bro. I wouldn't do true crime channel. You know, y'all wouldn't love me, right? You say he's giving up. I ain't giving up. I never give up. Never give up. Oh, this is a hard one. Forensic testing results show that there was bleach on one of the daughter's clothes, indicating that Kormanvesky may have tried to eliminate his DNA evidence from the assault. According to Stephen Hayes' confession, Kormanvesky provoked Mr. Hayes into assaulting the wife. Fuck. Hey. Bull fucking shit. That's a lie. William was able to hear his wife's assault upstairs. That's wild. This is a hard beast right here. What the fuck? The whole time the cops are outside. Did y'all hear me? Guys, I'm gonna go back to the top. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm getting stamped up. I hit the wrong button on my phone. Guys, the cops are outside this whole time. Because remember, I just said that to you? You probably forgot about that. Like, the cops forgot that there was a crime going on inside, a mass murder. Did you? Yeah. There's a home invasion. Yeah, they're outside this whole time. As I'm telling you, all this is happening. Isn't that unreal? We should be up in arms. The community should be up in arms. Fire the police chief. Fire the fucking police. The whole fucking station. Clear them out like Michael Myers fort. Return of Michael Myers. Just do that police station like that. Have heads stacked everywhere. Just clear that fucker out. It's a fucking ghost town, that police station. Everybody's done. Revamp it. What is that? Oh my God, how do you protect and serve, dude, when it comes time? Everybody knows it for this. Everybody knows Connecticut, guys, for this shit. I do. Hartford for the WWE for this. And for Monopoly. Connecticut. The blue property. So I know Connecticut. So he hears his wife screaming for help while she's getting assaulted by Stephen Hayes, the bald dude I showed you. He yelled up, and he heard one of the invaders say, "Don't, quote, don't worry, it's all going to be over in a couple of minutes," unquote. That's terrorizing, dude, and it pisses me off. And it's terrorizing, and it's helpless, and I would just like to say that these people are still alive, unfortunately, and everybody else here is going to be dead. I think Mr. Pettit is going to survive, but he's going to die a few years later, I think. I think he's dead from complications from this, and the heartbreak, and the trauma. So, but isn't that unbelievable, guys, what I'm telling you? He survived, and what this family went through. And didn't have to go through, guys. The cops are out there. So yeah, these people are allowed to do this. They were allowed to just run amok in this fucking house while the cops were outside. And in a documentary on Hulu, does just cover that. I saw it years ago, and I was like, this can't be what I saw on the news, and it really wasn't. And I'm like, wow, where did this come from? But it is. It's exactly what went down. And I'm doing it now to make sure. Was it the documentary I saw, right? Or was it the narrative on CNN and MSNBC that they still push to this day? Cops need to answer for this. They barely had you leave that answer, y'all. I can't cover that story. It's too much shit, guys. It's not enough. You save lives. You got to lay it down. Come on, y'all. That's the greatest act of love. You know, that is your job, even if you're not a cop. Imagine people that lay their life down for strangers, not even cops. Give them the fucking, right? Give them the real praise, guys. And the cops don't even do it, and that's their job, is to lay it down. put their safety ahead, you know, their safety ahead of everybody else's to protect them. Protect and serve. That's the logo. That's the motto. Protect first and then serve, you know? But it's protect and serve, guys. You protect first before you serve. But see, now it's serve and protect. That's the problem here with the law enforcement. You know, I'm a politician or whatever, I'm a governor or whatever, there's problems with the law. I'm gonna say, listen, you know, there shouldn't be, because the law's number one motto and our number one thing here is protection first and then serving. We don't serve to protect, we protect to serve. And that's how we do this. And if we don't do it right, the community's gonna notice, and there's gonna be problems. Hey, Shane and Maya. Hey, darling. So yesterday, hope all is well. What you yapping about? Thanks, Shana. Shanann, I think it's Shanann, right? Sorry. Shanann, we are doing, wow, the Cheshire, Connecticut murders. Thanks, guys, for the 2 likes. I see you, viewers watching. I watch everything. I love the evidence. Thank you, guys, for giving me evidence that you like me. Appreciate that you like the content. Thank you. Thank you, stopping in, Shanann. Charlie from California, Peggy as well. We're just talking these murders, the family here. We're right towards where the cops now have been outside for a while, and there's been a lot of very nasty, ghastly things happening to this family. And you know who can attest to that timeline? The one and only man who's going to survive this, and that's William Pettit, the dad. And he's going to listen to all his family be killed, pretty much, and be assaulted first. Shanann Maya says, the evidence is that I subscribe. Thank you, Shanann. Yes, and that's your here talking to me now for sure. That is evidence that you really like me, like Sally Field, right? No, I love saying that line, and now I know why she said it. But thank you, Shanann. I appreciate your time today. How are you? Hope you're staying cool, everybody. It is very hot today once again. Summer is in full effect, and unfortunately, no one with this house does not stand to enjoy another summer. It's been demolitioned. It is demoed. It is gone. We're over Google Earth. There's just a mound left, and it is creepy. Even though there's no house, it is a creepy spot, guys. It is an empty fucking lot. Let's just take a quick look to give you, the house is supposed to be here, you know, front, you see the front of the house or whatever, the front is gone. This is where the house is gone. It's completely gone. And if you want to see the front, this is under duress when she's in the bank. I showed you that. Here is some of the inside of the house. They will be tied to these beds, and they will be, here's the house, the front of it, so you can just imagine how beautiful the house was at one time. As a doctor, they got good job, good money, and they said that Mr. Kormanvesky here saw them at the store and followed them and wanted them, and the purpose here was assault and robbery. But first off, they say assault, hence the death penalty. But that is the home that as it once stood. That's not it, but yeah. That's how it once stood, everyone. But here's going to be where they're going to tie the daughters up. And they will supposedly, yeah, light gasoline, light them on fire. But really it's going to be the inhalation that's going to kill. Kind of like a Paul Walker, you know, you can't, they're saying the smoke that gets them, not the fire. Like Shutter Island, it was the smoke, not the fire that got them. So, fine. That's even worse, I guess. I don't know what's worse, but fuck me. I'm not even speculating on that. That's stupid as shit. So the person says, don't worry, it's all going to be over in a couple minutes, as William is in the basement with a big-ass head wound. I'll show you that big-ass gash in his head from a baseball bat. He's listening to the dude assault his wife upstairs, one of the perpetrators, and he yells down to him. Oh, don't worry, here's Williams down there, moving around or yelling or whatever, and the perpetrator yells down to him, don't worry, it's going to be over in a couple of minutes, as he's assaulting his wife. William then managed to escape. He later said, quote, I thought it's now or never, because in my mind at that moment, I thought they were going to shoot all of us, end quote. So he takes the time when the guy is busy to make his escape. Guys, there's so much fucking blood. This man, William Pettit, the dad, it's unbelievable how much fucking blood is here. This is where he will be hit or kept or whatever. He's not even hit, but he's brought here. But look at all that blood from the head wound of Mr. Pettit. That is going to be the wound from the baseball bat, and this is going to be the aftermath. So, but he's able to get up, and whatever moves him, drives him, whether it's anger or blind rage or love or hate, whatever force or pure robotics, whatever drives Mr. William Pettit to his feet in that condition, with that loss of love, to get out when the cops are just sitting outside, he makes a fucking move because he knows that this guy is busy, literally busy with his wife. Isn't that unbelievable? And he makes a move. He decides he's still thinking. He's still on his feet. He's able to rise and walk out of there in his own power. With that kind of wound, with that kind of blood. It's been known to happen, though. It's been known. So in confessing, Lee said, that is Mr. Stephen Hayes here. I showed you the ball guy transitioned to a woman while in jail. So in confessing, Hayes said that while assaulting the wife on the living room floor, Corman Vesky entered and announced that William had escaped. That is the husband. He gets out. Then the Hayes there, a.k.a. Lee, this is a woman now, he then strangles the wife to death. And this is all when the cops are outside. This is all when the cops are outside, you guys. You heard me right. I'm telling you all this while there's police officers outside this house. Could stop it any moment by knocking on a door. That's what they could stop the whole thing, by knocking on a door. I'm sorry, it's very frustrating. It's too bad we don't have, we got all the important people in here. That's really the only thing that matters, But I'm like, this is, maybe because this is a put-off, This stream, this kind of case is not one of those feel-good cases. It's not like an unsolved that we do, right? It is solved. But the question here is about police response and the proper response in a situation like this. Could it have saved lives? Lives could have been saved? Yes. Was valuable time wasted? Sure was. And we see all this happening when the cops are outside. Everything I'm telling you, the cops are outside. And then they're going to kill the wife. He's going to kill the wife, Hayes. He says under the, I don't see any kind of, he said under the duress, I thought, of Mr. Corman Vesky here, he had to do it. But no, here he's just saying, hey, I just did it because the husband escaped. Wow, that's it. What a, See, anger, fire is not right, guys. Everybody's got to calm down. Lee and Corman Vesky doused her lifeless body and parts of the house, including the daughter's bedrooms and daughters themselves, with gasoline. Investigators will later find the accelerant on the Pettit sisters' beds and on the clothing they were wearing. I think I showed you the beds there. They're pretty, yeah. Lee, that is Hayes, and Corman Vesky started a fire, and they did flee the scene. That's where cops outside. Yeah, you heard me right. Haley and Michaela, that is the two daughters, both died of smoke inhalation. So, of course, they probably had burns as well. But the smoke inhalation is going to do it. Is the breathing in harmful fumes through the respiratory tract. So you can't catch your breath, you can't breathe, bam. Pass out and die. Haley managed to escape her restraints and run out of her bedroom and into the hallway where she collapsed and died. Really? Really? Didn't know that. Checking the crime scene. I'm thinking Haley is the older one. So we're gonna look for the older bedroom. Oh fuck. Which one? Wow, this is unbelievable, these crime scene photos, guys. It really is just, I cannot describe to you. Just can't describe it. Words, even showing you doesn't describe it. One of them, it's the older sister's able to escape the restraints. I'm thinking her bed's got to be the bigger one here or something, or no. I'm trying to figure out which bed is the other sister's, or this one looks like the old, like the desk. Possibly. So there's a big age gap here. You think 3 or 4 years wouldn't be a big age gap. It is. I'm thinking this is going to be the older sister, Haley, whatever, that was able to get out of the restraints, out of this kind of bed, somehow, to get out. Out of the restraints. That's good, that's some shit, yeah? Wow, there's some blood here. But if you die of smoke inhalation, what's all that blood? These are questions I ask, have. I mean, I get what they're telling us, how it transpired. Let's check this other bed out. Any blood around here? I just don't know. I don't know if that's part of the pillow. It doesn't look like it. Looks like blood too, but who knows? I mean, but this bed has blood, so they're saying that she was just tied up, assaulted, and then accelerant put on, gasoline, burned. She died of smoke inhalation. That's some blood there, but or it's one of them was gonna get out of the bed and go to the hallway and die. One dies here. It's probably the younger sister's bed for sure. Body probably there, I would think. With a lamp knocked over here. Something right there, like the body there. There's more charring here. It's on the ground. This would be another shot. I think they shared a bedroom or they have separate bedrooms. What's the deal here? Gotta have separate bedrooms. This house is huge. This is this. Just another angle. So that would be the younger daughter's room. That's where that lamp is, see? So that is this. A different angle. You see the lamp. Very good. This kitchen. Maybe destroyed. There's some restraints. Not sure if those restraints that are broken or not. This is a clearer picture. Some blood there. But all right, I think I'm satisfied with that mess that they left behind. So let's finish this. We have other crimes to solve. So this is already solved. In confessing, Lee said that while assaulting the room, okay, so we do that. They do the smoking. Okay, Haley managed to escape her restraints. I didn't know that she was able to escape and die outside in the hallway where she collapsed and died. Her body was found at the top of the staircase. Wow. Third and fourth degree burns on her feet indicated that she got very close to the fire around the same time she died. But the medical examiner who performed an autopsy on her could not determine if the burns could occur before or after her death. Michaela's body was found in her bedroom. She was still in her bed. I showed you that. Her hands tied to it and her lower body hanging off it. Like with her older sister, Michaela's burns may have occurred while she was still alive. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, honestly. Give me a moment because I want to enlarge. Not enlarge, but I just want to take a look at this real quick. Bedroom, one of these that's footprints. You know, so what I'm looking for here would be really kind of like a movie type deal where your feet are really on fire, yeah, and you're gonna burn pretty much your imprinted foot into the carpet. Your hot foot, it should imprint to this carpet somehow, and that is what we're looking for. That was like to be where you drip the accelerant, you know. But I don't see any footprints there, but this would be the bed to look for it at. I'm just checking the other bed. I believe this will be where the body's hanging over, they say, you know, to some form of fashion. This is the bed I think she gets out of. I'd like to see it clear.
Victory, guys!
Victory, baby.
What's what way is that called again?
Good. Let me see real quick. Trying to look for just footprints. All right. It's hard to tell, but I don't see any footprints, honestly. You know, I'm not gonna play my mind play tricks on me, but we're gonna be probably more than likely alive, laying on the bed. The one got up and walked, so there's definitely got to be like footprints, right? She walked, she moved, but they don't know if that's no. Really weird sequence there, right? To figure that's good. Oh boy, Haley managed to escape her restraints. Yeah, the third and fourth degree burns on her feet indicated she got very close to the fire around the time she died. The medical examiner performed an autopsy cannot determine. Okay. Like with the older sister, yes. So William had been able to free himself of his restraints, like I told you, exit the house and crawl to a neighbor's yard for help. The neighbor initially did not recognize him due to the severity of his injuries. Meanwhile, Lee and, that is Hayes, Kormanvesky, fled the scene in the Pettit's family car. They were really spotted by surveillance, pursued and arrested 1 block away after crashing into a police car. That's after they burned the house and did all this. The home invasion had lasted 7 fucking hours. Both Lee and Corman Vesky confessed to the murders. Detectives said that Lee smelled the gasoline throughout her interrogation. This confused me for a second. Each transition, each assailant claimed that the other was the driving force and mastermind behind the home invasion. Corman Vesky, who was blamed William for the murders in Corman Vesky's diary, which was later entered into evidence. He called William, claimed that he could have saved his family if he wanted to. What the fuck? So the victims was the mother, the daughters died of smoke inhalation, and the dad's gonna live. All right, now I don't fuck these people that did it. We don't need to learn about them. We just need that they're in jail forever. They should be dead. They're not dead. They're walking. And the aftermath. So yeah, this is terrible. The whole thing's terrible. So there you have it, guys. It's a 55-minute stream. It's a quick one on here. Thanks for the 2 likes. I want to thank Charlie from California, Shannon, May, and Peggy for stopping in. I know this has been a quick one, guys, but I really want to appreciate your time either way. I know it was a short 55-minute stream, but it's not an unsolved or a murder case like that, guys, so it doesn't really interest me that far, but just to speak about it and get it off my chest. I did want to see more about how this went down. It's a very difficult one. It sits with me uneasy due to the situation and what was done to the family and also the cop response. I have a problem with that. But I want to thank everybody, like I said, by name and the 2 likes, and we're coming back with another stream very soon.